Welcome back, boxing fans, to another great live with Sean on boxing. Let me put on my spectacles so I can actually see. So there we are. So we just watched Tito Mercado stop Petraza, the sniper. An impressive performance. The knockout wasn't that spectacular. It looked a little weak. It looked like Petraza got hit on the ear, and that was all she wrote. I think he felt that the time was imminent. He wasn't able to land too many punches. Mercado's offense was a little too aggressive for him. His jab and his big shots were continuing to pound on him. And I think it was just a matter of time before the fight was over. It's a good victory for Mercado. Obviously, post fight, he was calling out everybody, literally everybody. He was calling out Shakur, and Shakur, of course, is right there because his cousin just fought earlier on in this fight card, Moses, and obviously Nelson, who's headlining the card, is part of their stable as well. So, it's good for the young man to start cloud chasing, get his name out there, and start grabbing some attention. And that's exactly what he was doing. It was a good performance. Obviously, if you didn't know who he was, now you do. And that's exactly what he was hoping to accomplish. Now it's just a matter of to see what goes on after this. I don't expect him to get one of those big name opponents next because for them, what's the point? He's still kind of an unknown kid with not much accomplishments outside of beating Petraza, who obviously is a little past his best. We already saw Petraza get beat recently by Keyshawn Davis. So you're just following in other people's footsteps. But hopefully he can get back in the ring. Obviously he was off for a long time apparently, and for a young guy, that's definitely not something that's going to benefit his career. Look, Ali Aladipo. It's good to see all these YouTube boxing pundits start to get so much attention. Obviously, Ade in the UK is really cemented himself into the zone, and the UK sort of broadcasting both football and boxing. And then now Showbiz the Adult is all over a Ring magazine. Jesus Christ. I watched like a live yesterday with Showbiz and who did he have on? Um, Dan Raphael and a boxer. I can't even remember. Oh, ex MMA guy. What's his face? Shay Chonin. Uh, I'm not much of a UFC guy, so I know the guy, but I don't know him. I couldn't really watch it because it was just not entertaining to listen to. But hats off nonetheless to Showbiz, who's getting exactly what he wants. Lots of attention. Technique, what's up? Tyrone, what's going on? Mike Trades, yo, 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 Stringer from above, all's good. DJ, what's up, my man? You think Nelson lasts 6 rounds? Well, my prediction yesterday was that he wouldn't last 8 rounds. I don't know how tough Nelson is. He looks tough, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So I gave him 8 rounds. I thought he would go past 6 just because I don't know enough about him to know what kind of heart he has. But yesterday he was talking mad shit. And I mean, let's be real. That dude is not on the same level as Pacheco. Not at all. Uh, Machado did the business. He did, David. But still, the kid looks a little rough around the edges, to say the least. Wayne, what's up? But nonetheless, I mean, I'm excited to see another young guy. Obviously, this card had tons of up and coming prospects. Shakur's cousin, Moses, I can't say his first name, so I'll just say his last name. And the kid from India, who is getting a lot of push. And anyone who watches amateur boxing knows India is really doing well in amateur boxing, both men's and women's. So it's only a matter of time before they produce at least one quality fighter, and he just may be the fighter. And what Eddie Hearn is saying, he's really talking that kid up. And obviously, they would love him to be a superstar because there's over 1 billion people in India. So that would be a good thing for the zone. Tank Davis Lomachenko's resume aging like fine wine. Well, I don't know about that. His resume is awful. His best win is DeAndre Ware, who's a full time EMT. Yeah. Well, that's why I say, right? Like, yesterday I did a short video, just a 1 minute video talking about it, post sort of the weigh-in. And this is an old dude who's basically been protected by his promotional company, right? And that's not hate or anything negative. It's just the truth. He's been protected. Oh, Dalton Smith. And they were just waiting for an opportunity for him to cash out and get a good payday. He could beat him, and that would create, obviously a great opportunity for him. But we know what it is. He's talking mad, but I, I I've seen him fight before. He's not impressive. Pacheco stops him 100%. Yeah, I think he stops him. It's just a matter of timing. Dalton fighting his European level opponent, which is kind of a step back. He's already fought better opponents than this guy in his career already. But I know for UK fans, this kid is supposed to be the next superstar from the UK, Dalton. And hopefully, UK boxing is killing it. So if they have I don't know what weight he is, welterweight, 140. Obviously, it's good to have some quality things. Look at the way these guys dress. And these dudes aren't ex-boxers like Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi yesterday on Pro Box, the dude fucking got lots of money, but his style is terrible. Why can't you just dress like fucking Mannix? Mannix looks fucking crisp and clean. But Paulie looks disheveled as fuck. Stanionis, Jaron Ennis, great fight. Great fight. Thank God that fight finally got fucking confirmed. Oh, Cruz. What's the highlights for this? I didn't see this fight, so it's no surprise if Cruz wins. It's just a matter of how impressive is he going to look. Because obviously for a guy only having his 5th professional fight, he needs to start doing something, right? Got to grab some people's attention. Or is this, this is an old fight? But for Cruz, he definitely got to make a statement. I saw people like actually clowning Keyshawn Davis, acting like he's got to fight Cruz. But why would he have to fight Cruz? He's literally fighting the WBO champion, Branchek, next for a world title. Why does he need to fight Cruz? A guy has 4 professional fights. Pacheco fights tonight. Yes, he does. He's fighting Steven Nelson on the headline of this card. I'm rooting for Stanionis. Stanionis has everything in his toolbox to win. There's the rankings right there. Loma 2, Zepeda, number 3. Will you? Really? Mannix, come on, Mannix. Shakur, Dennis, Keyshawn, Andy Cruz, Muratalla, Frank Martin. See, Frank Martin, he's not even a 135-pound fighter anymore, so you can get him off that list, right? Let's just be honest. The only thing I don't like is Stanionis has been inactive, super inactive, right? I was never a huge Stanionis fan when he fought that other Russian guy, Butayev. I liked Butayev. I thought Butayev would beat him. His style was much better. But Stanionis showed that he's one of those fighters, right, that just does what he has to do to win, to get that victory. So, I can't underestimate and downplay him at all. My only worry is Stanionis' momentum has slowed a lot. One fight in the past 3 years and didn't look great against Mastre, but neither did Boots versus Karen. Yeah. I mean, that's part of being part of the PBC, right? The PBCs killed their fighters through inactivity, and then they come out and they perform disappointingly. You can't be surprised. If you don't stay active, you're not going to be at your best. And that's what the PBC's done to their whole fucking stable. And it's not like these fighters couldn't have potentially won those fights and done much better, but you didn't even keep them fucking active, right? That's right now in the PBC, outside of Tank Davis, who do they have? Did you hear Drew Titan warn Brandon Figueroa about stacking his raps? That dude is such a hateful individual. Why is he warning him? Warning him about what? What's he going to do? Yeah, I don't know who even listens to Drew Titan. I never fucking tune on to that guy's channel because he's fucking a casual, a fanboy, LDBC fucking goon. You're warning him. Warning him why? Brandon Figueroa is going to go in there and knock fucking Stephen Fulton out. And I don't want him to. I would prefer Stephen Fulton win the fight because that makes Inouye looks much better, right? If he goes in there, wins a title at 126 pounds, now Inouye's resume is looking fucking great. If Figueroa goes in there and destroys him at 126, it's not going to look as good for Inouye. His best win is a guy that Figueroa just walked over at 126 pounds. right? So I hope uh, my man wins. But let's be honest, he barely fucking got through uh, Figueroa at 122 pounds. I thought he lost the fight. Warned him about Nio stacking his wraps. My bad. I forgot to put the name. He warned Inui. Oh, these dudes are fucking clowns. They will say anything to try to fucking create some sort of fucking controversy. In Vegas, you're allowed to stack your gloves too. How come nobody talks about that? How come it's never an issue? It's an issue for Inui because these guys don't want to give Inui, a non-black American fighter, his due credit. And that's the thing. I wonder what JB is going to do when Bud Crawford retires, right? Bud Crawford retires, he's not going to be able to jam him into pound for pound number one. So then who's going to be pound for pound number one? Inui? Because Usyk is going to retire. So then based on that, you would say that Inui should be pound for pound number one, clearly. But you know, a guy like JB, he's not going to give Inui that position, just like the LDBC is not. They're going to find the next black fighter to shoehorn into that position, just like Damon Wester is going to. Right, Damon? Figueroa softened up Fulton a little bit. Shut up. Soften him up. You know, the amount of fucking hate people throw on boxers is ridiculous. Like all the people that were fanboying Stephen Fulton for all the unbeaten fighters he'd fought. Eight unbeaten fighters he fought. And they used that to really hype him up, acting as if because he fought undefeated fighters, all of a sudden he was pound for pound top 10. Then Nui knocks him out, and then fucking it's every excuse fucking under the sun. The same as when Lomachenko embarrassed and made Rigo quit. Yeah. Damon was up. So Cruz is fighting now. All I can say is I hope Cruz looks exciting, gets a spectacular knockout, because that's the best thing he could do for his career, right? It's his fifth professional fight. You go in there and look impressive. People aren't going to be fucking labeling you a boring Cuban amateur, which is what he is right now. Great fighter, but amateur, not marketable, no fan base in America. We've seen the whole Cuban scenario in the US. Cubans don't sell in America. Never have. Hopefully they will. That's why no one takes their take seriously. It's always the same bullshit all the time. Like, I mean, if you can't appreciate Inui, I mean, are you really even a boxing fan? I appreciate Tank. I praise Tank. I'm one of the few guys that has Tank on my pound for pound list. Other people make excuses about why he's not a pound for pound top fighter. But all I want to do is see him fight other top fighters to prove how great he really is. And I'm not saying he's going to lose, but I want to see if he is going to win. You got to see it to believe it, right? That's the whole expression. See it to believe it. Mexican African Americans are fighting tonight. Of course, Damon Wester makes an appearance. Andy Cruz, what's up, drunk Irishman? Zerto, pound for pounds. The more I think about it, the more I agree with you, but I still don't have my pound for pound list. I don't know who I can put him on over. Tank shouldn't be ranked over Opataya. Yes, he should. See, David, you have the worst fucking fanboy takes, man. Almost as bad as the LDBC. What has Jay Opataya done? Never unified titles. Beat one legitimate top fighter. But Tank Davis shouldn't be above him. Come on, man. Let's be serious. Jay Opataya is getting credit for doing the exact same thing Tank Davis is doing, destroying the weak competition in front of him. But yet Tank Davis has done it in 3 weight divisions. Opataya has done it in 1. Tank Davis has done it for 8 years. Opataya has done it for 1.5. Come on, man. Come on. You know he's pound for pound. No, I think he's in the conversation, but I don't know if he's literally solidified himself as pound for pound. Like I say, the guy who wins Opataya or Zerto, that guy deserves to be pound for pound. But at this point, I think they're both lacking a little something, in my opinion. I'm going for the Mexican, of course, laugh out loud, not FBA all day. Sean, am I wrong for thinking Opataya will destroy Zerto? It's not that you're wrong. It's just you can see ways Zerto can win that fight. If Zerto can last the first 4 or 5 rounds, he could easily end up beating Opataya. He's got a way better gas tank, actually more well-rounded skill set, a far better resume, and he's more accomplished. So, for Opataya, Zerto is the best opponent he's been in with. For Zerto, Opataya is definitely not the best opponent he's been in with. Bivol is a better overall fighter than Opataya. Obviously not the killer, but just a better fighter. When has Tank ever beaten a lineal champion? Oh my God. Salute, Sean. What's up, Mars? So here we go. Cruz, the Cuban assassin with that fucking hairstyle from the 80s, fighting Suseda. Hopefully the Mexican guy gives a lot of pressure and toughness, just so we can see the best of Cruz. Nobody doubts that Cruz is a great fighter. Very skilled. Nice jab. Fast. Controls distance well. But, he still needs to become more of a pro fighter. If you talk about Cubans that are successful as far as guys that could be marketable, you're talking about Morel, you talk about Iglesias, right? Guys that are boxer punchers, right? Just based on their style, they're far more entertaining fighters. Slick, defense-first fighters. Boxing fans just don't care. They're not that interested. They don't sell. They're not big draws. Oh, I know Floyd. But Floyd, yeah, come on. Not everybody fucking that is a defense-first fighter is fucking Floyd Mayweather. Actually, none of them are. But so far, he's doing exactly what you'd expect him to do, using his jab, feet to control distance. Obviously, it's the first round, so we know these guys are going to take a chance to feel each other out. Nice jab. We can say that all night for Cruz. Nice jab. Nice jab. There you go. Nice right to the body from Cruz. That's good that he's starting to use more body work. Mexican guy's face is starting to get red already from that jab. See, I don't mind guys that fight like Cruz. I just wish they had a little more flair in the way they did it. Like you guys remember Michael Nunn. Michael Nunn wasn't the biggest puncher. He was a guy kind of like Cruz, shaped like Cruz, tall, long, great jab, real long reach for that weight division, middleweights. And he would literally beat guys with his jab. Obviously, he had a good right hand, backhand that he would throw, and he scored some nice knockouts in his career as well. But he was fun to watch, right? He popped his jab, boom, 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 boom. More like Ali, not just one at a time, but like fucking double, tripling his jab, dancing around the ring, encircling guys. You even think about Hector Macho Camacho, also a very good boxer, mostly defense boxer, fought behind a jab, put his hands together in combination, right? See, that's like no combination punching, not much flair, just going out and looking like very fundamentally sound, but not that interesting, in my opinion. Tank doesn't have one elite fighter on his resume. Okay. His age and how he was an adult beating up on kids like they do for Lomachenko. Well, that's funny, right? They don't say that to the Cubans. They didn't say that about Rigo. They didn't say that about Mark Breland. They only say that about Lomachenko. Yet when Lomachenko was a kid fighting older fucking Eastern European Russian fighters, where he took his first career loss, they don't point that out. And then in his second Olympics, now he was the older guy fighting the younger dudes. But, a lot of the guys he fought were also older. The Cuban guy he fought in the Olympics was older than him and had been a pro much longer. But, it's consistently what we say. People looking for ways to hate on non-Black American fighters. Round two. Who do you think Inoue will fight in the spring? We know it ain't Nakatani. It makes zero sense for that in the U.S. as a Superdome fight in Japan. It's going to be Picasso. Picasso in Vegas, the Mexican fighter. You know, you need to put a Mexican in there if you want to sell a fight. It just makes sense. And then he's going to be fighting in Saudi Arabia at the end of the year. That's already confirmed. He already said that post fight. So, you know, probably the most likely opponent for Saudi Arabia would be MJ, unless they want to have him fight for the fifth weight division against 126 pounds Nick Ball. And for a particular fight, that might make sense because Nick Ball is not a big guy. So if you're going to fight a guy to win your fifth title, you don't have to keep the title. You can just fight the title. Nick Ball would be a good opponent. You could see that Turkey already talked about that as a fight he'd like to make. But I think the Nick Ball fight makes more sense in 2026. The only problem is Nick Ball still going to be a champion in 2026? So, you know, it might be best to jump on that now, win that title, but then stay at 122 and then fight Nakatani in 2026. Speak for yourself, Sean. I love defense. You lady longer, it's hit and don't get hit. Sheesh. Yet, Damon, you say you love fucking that kind of fighter, yet you don't even watch amateur boxing. How does that even fucking equate? Because if you love that, you'd be watching amateurs far more than you'd be watching the pros. Finally, now, Cruz is putting his hands together in combination. That's what you got to do, right? If you're not a hard puncher and you're a very defense first fighter, combinations, man. Sugar Ray Leonard looked great when he did it. Ali looked great. Hector Macho Camacho, you know, that impresses judges, impresses fans. Even if it's not that effective, it allowed Leonard to beat Hagler, right? Put your punches together. Boom, 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 boom. And then dance out. Jab, 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 jab. Boom, 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 boom. Jab, 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 jab. Dance, dance, dance. Right? You can be a slick defense first fighter. Just have some fucking swag when you do it, man. Like, he just stand there, waiting to land his jab, wait for the guy so he can throw a counter right. There you go, counter right. Ryan, Petraza, and Martin. Well, Damon Wester, Ryan, Petraza, and Martin aren't elite fighters. Ryan's never been a world champion. Martin was a 28-year-old prospect who never even beat a top 10 lightweight. And Petraza is still considered Tank Davis's best career win. Yet it was a shit win for Lomachenko. Iglesias should get the belt from William Bum Skull. I agree. I think if they were smart, that's what they would do. They would try to make one of these guys like Iglesias or what's his face, the French guy, fight Skull for the title. Or even Pacheco, right? You know, it'd be much better. And then if Canelo was to fight one of those fighters, it would be a better fight. And now it actually makes sense. After Mayweather retired, Golovkin had the best power jab in boxing. That's true. How come you never defend Tank on Drew Titan or 78's channel when they're calling him a monkey and Homo sapien? Exactly, right? Exactly. Min Billy, where's that lazy bastard of a dog still sleeping? She had to go for a walk, so now she's exhausted. She's fucking getting old, right? So her joints are really fucked up. So walking on the way home, she's just dragging her ass. He needs to fight the top-notch guys in the division instead of going on X. Who's that? So round 3. It's easy to talk about boxing when this fight's on because nothing much is going on. At least the Mexican guy's starting to put a little pressure on, going to that body of Cruz. Test him. Double that jab up. You know, this fight most likely is going to go 10 rounds. And at the end of the day, nobody's going to remember it. And I ain't hating. I told you what he could do to make his fights more exciting. And holding ain't it. Tank. Yeah, well, all we wanted is Tank to fight top guys in the division. But at the same time, why is it okay for the LDBC to use racial slurs to attack Tank Davis, all to dick ride Devin fucking Haney? Devin Haney, who just came out and alienated 75% of Americans yesterday by fucking talking about there's only one God and it's fucking Allah, right? Like, keep your religious beliefs to your fucking self. No one cares. You're a kid that most people aren't that excited about. You got a boring fucking style. You just look terrible getting your ass beat up by Ryan Garcia. And we saw what Tank Davis did to him. And now you're fucking out there clap-trapping about religion. But yet, aren't you the guy that just got in a fight fucking at the fair against a fucking, a townie and had your boys jump on him because you were afraid to fucking step in and do it yourself? Like, man, then your dad does all your talking. You sit there fucking with a grill and all your jewelry, acting like you're real ghetto. But everyone knows you're not ghetto. You're fucking middle class. You fucking had a pampered upbringing. That's fine. But stop trying to pretend you're something you're not. And if you're so down with Muhammad and fucking Allah, why are you trying to be fucking so ghetto? Because you're from Oakland. But you got no street cred. Now they're Bud fans after years of hatefulness. Well, are they Bud fans, really? It looks like a fight between Ryo and Russell is on after all. Why? Was it supposed to be off? I didn't see anything saying it was finished. As far as I knew, it was always on. 2024 was a rough year for Haney. It was. He threw a punch behind the goons like a 304. Exactly. They don't care how stupid they end up looking as long as they get views and have minded idiots to push the bullshit narratives. Exactly. Roy in the house. How does a professional boxer miss a punch on a civilian? Exactly. It's because he was afraid to commit. Damn, Sean, Crawford really broke Spence, didn't he? He did. He did. But no one's surprised. No one's surprised. Now Spence is talking about using PEDs to recover. He's telling you what he's going to do, what he's doing. Stringer from above, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, all the same. Who cares what his name is called? Why do you care always anyway, Sean? No, I agree with you, Damon. Allah, Buddha, Jesus, all the fucking same. So I don't like religious people. If you watched my video yesterday talking about it, I also talked about fucking Christians and vegans. I don't need you fucking small-minded, easily controlled, dumb motherfuckers telling me about what new fad you're fucking into. And yes, religion, same as any fad. You're fucking vegan, you're fucking a carnivore diet, whatever. Now you're a fucking Muslim. Oh, congratulations. You didn't even go to jail and you've already converted. Shut up and box. Had to mention it. Get back to the LDBC trash talk on Bud. Well, those guys exposed themselves for years being fucking Errol Spence dick riders, right? And then they were exposed fucking being Deontay Wilder dick riders. And now they've been exposed being fucking Devin Haney dick riders. Like every fucking horse these guys fucking bet on ends up fucking losing. So they better just bet on Bud Crawford and Tank Davis, because at least then they're probably going to fucking come off on the winning side of the ticket. Round 4. Cruz. See, when people talk about how Cruz would easily beat Shakur Stevenson now, I don't see it. Shakur is a way better boxer now as a professional than he was as an amateur. But with Cruz, I don't see that. Oh, sorry. It's not Shakur. Who is it? Keyshawn. I'm getting Robsy Ramirez and Shakur mixed up. But that's the same example. Robsy Ramirez also beat Shakur. And how does Robsy Ramirez look as a pro? Limited. Lurking. Where else? Where is the homie John Sean at? Thoughts on Tim fighting Joey Spencer? Should he fight at middleweight moving forward? Tim fighting middleweight? Well, I don't know how he feels physically, but I don't think the problem is fucking the weight. The problem is that he's a limited fighter, right? Limited. Now he got his ass beat by a bigger fighter from the IBF champion, Bakram Murdazaliev. Now you're going to go up to middleweight where fighters are just as big as him. How's that going to benefit you, right? Just because now you can put on an extra 6 pounds? An added 6 pounds wasn't the reason you got your ass beat up. The reason you got your ass beat up is because defensively you fucking couldn't make adjustments. Joey Spencer, bum ass fucking PBC prospect who fucking was never any good. He's fine. That's exactly what you expect the PBC to do. They fucking love building up these matches nobody gives a shit about. There you go. Put your hands together. Oh, nice uppercut from the Mexican. Cruz is trying to be marketable. He's trying to stand in there and fucking fight, make it interesting. Where the fuck is Arrow fans at? Some fans he has got his ass whipped. Now they're tank gobblers. Where's the loyalty? Well, they were always tank and Spence gobblers, like knockout boxing. And what the hell is going on with Sugar Nunez and Kakache? I'm not sure. Bum fight. Fundura, Tim Zhu are both protected. That's a fact. But that's PBC. That's what they made their stable doing. Pushing in-house fights that nobody fucking wants to see. Nobody's been asking for. Drunk Irishman says, amateur and pro, different. Cruz, good amateur. But as a pro, Keyshawn will beat him this time, for sure. Keyshawn is a fucking killer, man. People don't give Keyshawn the credit because of his connection to Bud Crawford. But let's be honest. He's a bad, bad man. And I think he is possibly the best lightweight in the world. Possibly. I just think stylistically, he's difficult for Loma, Tank, and Shakur, right? His explosiveness, his power, his skill set is going to be tough for fucking Shakur. His length and speed and power is going to cause some real trouble for Tank, as well as Lomachenko. So, he's a tough guy to fight for any of them. Obviously, he's still young, but he's learning fast. And his performance is far more impressive than fucking Cruz. Even though round 5, Cruz is up 4-0. He's won every round. The Mexican guy is tough but limited, which is what they put him in with, right? A tough but limited fighter. Keyshawn is fighting world champions, undefeated, Olympic medalists. Cruz is fighting unknown Mexican fighters that are tough and resilient, but not very skilled. Are you going live in the Benavides Morel fight, Sean? $80 for Rider season is half of that. Well, probably not, because I can't buy the pay-per-view because I live in Taiwan. So unless I can find a good stream to go live on. But the problem is all the streams I've been getting lately are shit, fucking garbage. Like, luckily this is on DAZN, so I can go live, watch it on my flat screen, and life is good. Keyshawn got the hunger. He wants a legacy. Do I care? Say Crawford. Do I dare say Crawford 2.0? There's a lot of similarities, right, in his style and Crawford's style. Obviously, he's not a switch hitter like Crawford, but long boxer puncher. I love boxer punchers. Maybe that's why I'm overly excited by Keyshawn. Cruz fighting on the inside, punching with the Mexican. He could definitely go to the body more if you're a pro. Like, the Mexican guy's trying to land those body shots, but Cruz not so much. As a Mexican boxing fan, is he still here? What's the rivalry between Mexico and Cuba? I know it doesn't get nearly as much hype as Puerto Rico and Mexico, but I think historically it used to be much bigger when Cuba was not communist and was a little more dominant than Mexico. The fact that this fight makes me think of Rayo Valenzuela is the fact that the Mexican guy knocked out Colbert. Oh yeah, this guy knocked out Colbert, right? Okay. It really makes you fucking question fucking Colbert. How did he fucking go so wrong in his career? This guy was getting a lot of hype. The LDBC and other people, John Boxing, were really fucking on him. Then, of course, he shit on Deontay Wilder. And then they all sold their stock on him fucking super fast. And then he ended up fucking really falling apart after that. What a coincidence, eh? But when you look at guys like him, Colbert, Valenzuela, Cruz, Rolly Romero, these guys are good fighters, but they're not great. Still can't believe Colbert lost to this guy. He's freaking trash, and Colbert beat a champion in Rio. I know. Never forget, Stephen A. Smith said Colbert was the next Mayweather. But we already know Stephen A. Smith knows fucking nothing about boxing. That dude is the epitome of fucking casual. So you think Russell is going to beat Valenzuela? Well, to be fair, I think Valenzuela has the blueprint on beating Russell. Russell got beat by the WBC guy who fought very similar against Russell to the way Valenzuela fought against Cruz. So if he's able to do the same thing, I think he could potentially pull off the victory against uh, Russell. But Russell, unlike Cruz, is a much bigger fighter at 140 pounds, so a much more natural fighter, not giving up so much height and length compared to Cruz. So that could definitely be a difference as well. He's going to probably be able to land punches better. And obviously, the guy that beat him is a much taller, longer fighter than Valenzuela. So it'll be interesting, but I see how both guys can win that fight. It's definitely a fight I think is 50-50. A very tough fight for Ryle to take that out of the box, man. You know, but that's the PBC. Colbert lost to Ryle the first time. I think he did too. Hilarious. Isaac Cruz was a joke of a career dude living off the tank defeat, ducked every offer from Ryan Zapata and Shakur. Yeah, because he was trying to wait for that big payday. And at the end of the day, what happened? He just offered another big payday to fight Ryan, and he walked away from that. Like, he should never have walked away from the Ryan fight. Because if he doesn't beat Angel Fierro, fuck, man, that dude's career is done. The kid Fierro is a live dog. He can upset Pitbull. Shouldn't, though. That's the problem with putting a Cuban at this position on your fight card. They should have put the Cuban before they put fucking Tito Mercado. And in fairness, I mean, Mercado fighting Petraza, much bigger name opponents than these as well. And it's a much more exciting fight. This fight already is, it's back and forth, but it's the same. Cruz doesn't have the power to get the victory, and the Mexican guy just not fucking good enough to fucking beat Cruz. Do you think Tank would vacate his belt if he got mandated to fight another champ? I'm not sure. But I don't know if the WBA would ever mandate him to fight another champ because you don't get mandated to unify. Speaking of Mayweather comparisons, remember when the LDBC was saying Rigo was the second best fighter pound for pound after Floyd? I do. And I remember when these guys said that Rigo's skill set was so much better than Lomachenko that he was going to break Lomachenko's jaw. This was all those channels. Only to then say that fucking, Lomachenko cherry picked and, pulled up a smaller fighter, even though Lomachenko wasn't chasing that fight. Rigo was all over social media pushing for that fight, a fight he could have had at 124-pound catch weight, right? But he walked away from that. Literally, Lomachenko offered him a 124-pound catch weight with a rehydration clause, and Rigo walked away from it because the money wasn't enough. $500,000 to become a two-weight world champion and to beat Lomachenko, only to end up taking about the same amount of money to jump up two weight divisions to fucking get embarrassed. Anyone, when Marquez claimed Isaac Cruz was the next great Mexican boxer, is this the same Marquez that fucking consistently shits on Canelo? I missed the Tito fight. He did get a KO. Yes, he stopped Petraza, but it wasn't a super exciting KO. He kind of landed one short punch and then one on the ear, and Petraza just stayed down. Yes, I'm not a big fan of how Cruz has moved. I would root for Pitbull to beat Ryan. Cruz takes risks for a Cuban and he's still getting shit on by guys like Sean. So you fight your fight and win. What do you mean Cruz is taking risks? Round 7. Cruz is fighting more in the pocket. Is that what you're saying? I praised him for that. And I said he's trying to become more exciting. He's standing in the pocket and he's going toe to toe with the guy. But watching the fight, has anybody been super impressed outside of Damon? He's fighting a mediocre opponent, and people are talking about him being one of the top 10 lightweights in boxing. Oh, look, Mannix actually gave fucking Salcido a round. Wouldn't you think? Where are we? Exactly. When they were picking Rigo, said he was lost beast because he was too small. Well, they knew that going into the fight too. Of course they did, right? That's the thing. They knew he was too small, but they still all projected that he was going to dominate, just destroy Lomachenko. Fannin, Ego, fucking Dante's Boxing Nation, all of those fucking clowns. Man, what a mismatch this one fight is with Jesus Ramo Rosario. I mean, what should be easy money there if you bet on Jesus Ramos stopping Rosario? Yeah, I know, but it's not a bad fight, right? The guy's coming off of a loss to Lubin. You know, Rosario was an ex-world champion. It's not a bad fight, wouldn't you think? Same excuses they'll use if Bud loses to Canelo. Exactly. Yet, who's been pushing for that? Crawford fanboys and Crawford, not Canelo. Marquez praises Cruz but hates Canelo. I know. John Boxing just told me Jacobs was robbed against Canelo. Yeah, because he's a fucking tool. Uh, where is John Sean? Yeah, I mean, these guys, they just consistently look for reasons to hate. That's all. Loma versus Rigo going to be the same as Canelo versus Bud. Moron saying Canelo ducking Bud once he beats him. Oh, he was too small. Exactly. Well, that's the thing. It's the same thing, and I've been consistent. I said with Errol Spence, with Lomachenko, with Canelo, it's no win. You know, you win the fight, you're not going to get credit. You lose the fight, you're going to get fucking, ridiculed and shit on because you lost to a smaller fighter. And then you say, well, Canelo jumped up 2 weight divisions to fight Kovalev. Oh, well, Kovalev was shot. Oh, Kovalev was shot. You know, Andre Ward's best victory on his career is the shot fucking fighter that Canelo Alvarez knocked out. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, JB's a nutcase. Fannin said Loma wouldn't touch Rigo. Enough with the Rigo hate. He knocked out his last opponent after having second-degree burns. Dude is a warrior. Yeah, okay. Those guys like to eat crow. Laugh out loud. I'm going to bet my whole bank account for Ramos to stop Rosario. Damon Wester, you got to give Loma credit for the Rigo win. Will you be going live for Benavides Morale card? I hope so, but it depends. I can't pay for pay-per-view, so it's a matter of if I can get a decent stream, because obviously in Taiwan, I can't buy a pay-per-view of that fight. I know John thinks everyone that's a PBC fighter is world known and world recognized, but unfortunately, around most of the world, you can't watch the fights unless you steal it on stream. Wasn't Rigo hate? It was towards the clowns who predicted him beating Loma. Exactly. Well, that's the problem with guys like Wayne and the LDBC and John Boxing. You point out the double standard, and then they twist it as if you're hating. Right? Like it's the same as people that fucking literally Wilder fanboys who criticized AJ for beating an old washed up Klitschko, a guy who dominated boxing for 10 years, is one of the best heavyweights in boxing history. Yet then Wilder fights fucking Ortiz, older, never been a world champion, and people criticize him for fighting an old bum, the best opponent on his resume, and people act as if people are hating on Wilder. No, people are pointing out the clear double standard, right? Clearly. It's the same as people that fucking hate on Lomachenko for fighting Rigo, but praised Errol Spence for fighting fucking Mikey. and then shit on Golovkin for fighting Kell Brook, a replacement opponent, right? He wasn't even the original opponent, unlike Mikey and Rigo, who were original opponents. And now Canelo fights Crawford. If he knocks Crawford out, John Boxing is going to come up with tons of excuses about him being a weight bully. But yet these guys all want Canelo to fight David Benavidez, who clearly is a fucking weight bully. This is the same JB that fucking thinks Tank Davis draining Ryan Garcia is good because it's on an even playing field. But yet when Lomachenko fights fucking Devin Haney, who's a weight bully in that fight, you never heard about any of this, even playing field scenario there. Of course not. That's what you got to do. Use more movement, Cruz. At least give us some different looks. Don't do the same thing all the time. It's round 8. You clearly can't knock him out, but you can at least fucking, give us some looks. Yeah. Don't just move, though. Move and hit. Don't just use fancy footprints. Get in there and fucking throw combinations. Oh, my God. Come on. You deserve a punch in the nuts. You're trying to mock the guy. So he did what you should get. Punch in the balls. But, yeah. So is this fight, Damon, going to win Cruz tons of fans? Is he going to become one of the pay-per-view superstars of American boxing after this fight? DAZN should try to get the global rights for the PBC fights. Hopefully Turkey can work a deal. Well, that's what we hear he's trying to do, right? We hear that's what he's trying to do. And obviously he's been working with PBC fighters already. John Boxing posting video after video claiming Canelo's big and average, kind of like a pre-fight excuse show when Crawford loses. Exactly. Well, that's what he's doing. Canelo's average. He's average. He gets hit too much. No, he doesn't. Actually, Canelo doesn't get hit that much. Some of the narratives, Damon? Can't keep it at a buck. Typical. You white guys be desperate for any win. I know it's not that many European guys killing the game, but damn. Oh my God, Damon. Unfortunately, there's more non-black world champions in the world right now than there are black American world champions. That must be hard for you to fucking accept because your whole fucking identity based on other black people being successful, but not you. Whereas us white guys don't care because we still fucking control the world globally financially. So, okay. C'est la vie. These black guys that you're supporting are all promoted and fucking managed by fucking white guys, and all their money is controlled by fucking white guys. But okay. That fight with Stanionis and Boots is in Atlantic City. Stanionis really has his work cut out for him. I think it's nice that another fight's going to Atlantic City. Before Vegas, every fight was in Atlantic City. Trump Towers, right? That was the norm. Atlantic City actually needs fucking the investment as well. That place is a ghost town. Fucking 1970s and 80s. Fucking nobody goes there now. Kind of like Kenting in Taiwan right now. Everyone's going to Japan. No one's traveling in Taiwan. Round 9. JB, victimhood mentality. Doesn't that make it worse for Bud if he gets whooped by Nello, an average fighter? Exactly. But a weight bully. Europeans dominating 160 above. What is Damon talking about? Exactly. Even 160, 168, 175, cruiserweight, heavyweight, all fucking white European fighters. And then below 126 pounds, all fucking Japanese boxers. So you got like 126 to 154, 26, 30, 35, 40, 45, 47, and 54. So 6 divisions where black American fighters actually are doing pretty good. Not dominant, but doing pretty good. Now he's looking terrible, maybe even worse than his last one. I'm not white. Most divisions are dominated by non-blacks. Damon Webster is here acting like he's cool, only to later go on John Boxing Channel and be a hypocrite. That's true. I do see his comments in the comment section. He just keeps getting dumber. That's why I call Damon the crying 304. That criticism that people were directing at Boots looks weak now. Stanios is great choice for opponent as part. Well, to be fair, as I did in my video the other day, Boots needed to get this fight with Stanionis. Otherwise, he deserved criticism for walking away from Virgil Ortiz fight, especially claiming you wanted unification. And then it looked like you're going to fight fucking Lopez, right? Coming up in weight, which would have been a bad look as well. But now you actually fighting Stanionis, doing what you said you wanted to do, that's legitimate. Everything you said is now exactly fucking factual. Nobody can be critical of you. And if you go fight Lopez afterwards, it makes money, it makes sense. So I'm happy with the way things are moving because I didn't want to hate on Boots Ennis. I like Boots. But I thought obviously jumping for a Virgil Ortiz fight was a no-brainer. Laugh out loud, Damon's not successful. That's why they've been on the same stupid shit for the past 100 years. Stanios for the win versus Boots. Damon Webster looking to take John Sean's spot on the most cooked member of this channel. He's going to report back to JB. I guarantee you that JB will make an appearance later on. Well, he's at least going to make a video in response to something we talked about today. Riyadh has the potential to become the global Vegas, but they need to allow alcohol and gambling for foreigners. There's no gambling in Riyadh. They got to at least fucking allow gambling. Alcohol, no, that's okay. Maybe just in the hotels and stuff. Like, the other places. I'm sure they will. They'll become more like Dubai and Abu Dhabi, but it's going to take obviously a while to sort of, do that. Damon's jibs, eyes, and ears. Don't tell him that, Sean, you're going to make him cry. Yeah, but Atlantic City is next door to Philly. Yeah, Machado, what did I miss? Jaime, what's up? The live chat is more entertaining than this fight. Don't say that. Damon Webster's going to get angry. Round 10. Hot truck driving. I make pretty good money. I'm not rich, but 108,000 ain't bad a year with a high school diploma. My apologies for the Euro comments. Hey, good for you, Damon. I'm happy that you're financially rolling in it. See, that's why going to university kind of is stupid, right? I mean, I know I can travel the world and get jobs teaching and stuff because I have a diploma, but I can't make $110,000 a year. No matter how many classes. Well, I guess I could work like a dog and make more classes, work 7 days a week and overtime. Maybe then I could probably still not make that much money. JSB in the house. Sean, have you ever made a video crying about the anti-white boxing fans? Maybe. Another overrated Cuban. Richest fighter, Floyd, a black fighter. Greatest pound for pound fighter, Robertson Langford, a black fighter. Greatest heavyweight, Ali and Lewis. Just enjoyed the sport, John Boxing. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, the history of dominant black fighters is etched in the history of boxing. The fact that now there's other fighters that are participating and excelling, that's great for the sport. It doesn't take away from the history of the sport. Not at all. So I don't understand why guys are so fucking racially charged over everything. What's this clown Sean mad about today? Dude, you can fuck off. Nobody asked you to come here. Dixon, top G, and Stringer from above. Matter of time before someone gets good, whoops him. Whoops who? Cruz? Damon making 100K, my ass, and everyone else's. Well, truck drivers make good money, man, because there's a certain amount of risk, right? Risky jobs pay a lot of money. And that's why I said I probably would have been smarter to do blue collar and go to college for blue collar work instead of going to university. But, growing up, what did everyone tell you? Go to university. Go to university. It's going to give you a better life. Well, I don't know about that. They put you in debt and then had you working for the man nonetheless, but it is what it is. Round 10. I'm not trying to hate on Cruz. It's just, this is his fifth fight. That's okay. It's a tough opponent in your fifth professional fight. But people acting like somehow Keyshawn Davis is ducking this guy. It's like, come on, man. Get fucking real. Like, and this are your American guys. right? They want to hate on an American to fucking fanboy for a Cuban. Go, put your hands together. There you go. You got him hurt. Maybe you're gonna stop him. Oh yeah, you got him hurt. How come you didn't do that earlier in the fight? Cruz closing with a bang. Still lots of time. Take your time. He still needs to hit the body more. Fight's over. You almost had him. Almost. Did I miss a super chat? Oh, Hollow Ninja. Sorry, Terrence Crawford by 12th round TKO over Canelo. It's possible. Unlikely, but possible. How many Navarrete Espinoza? You need that fight. Then you knew he can fight Angelo Leo and make BT happy. Man. What's up, Sean? Missed my super chat. Sorry, I just got back. I said it. Sorry, Hollow Ninja. You don't drive no trucks. Facts. Damon spends all his money on Kleenex to wipe his tears when black fighters lose fights. Yeah, really think Andy is overrated. They should also add strip clubs in Riyadh to boost the tourism during fights. Strippers with burqas, so you can't really see their face. It's like an added sort of thing, kind of like a surprise. They should also, where are we? Yeah, your predictions for Bivol better BF2. Better BF pain. I got everyone at 135 except Tank. Muratalla would stop Cruz. That's a good fight because Muratalla is limited in his own sense. He gets hit a lot. I would favor Cruz to beat him, but it's a good fight. Them Saudis ain't innocent, bro. They're doing private escorting over there. Of course they are. Those dudes got lots of money. The shit they do. No innocence at all. Right? I remember Middle Eastern guys I went to university with, Iranian guys. Man, those dudes were fun to party with. They fucking love to fucking enjoy themselves. They love to drink and they love chasing the white women. Right? And these guys were doing it because in Canada they could. Whereas back home, they couldn't. So they were fucking partaking as much as they could. Good guys, right? But it just shows you when you have these religions that micromanage and overly control you, just like governments, people want to rebel because people want to have a little bit of personal freedom, especially when it comes to fucking sex. Yeah, you won, Cruz, but what are you going to do? Call out fucking Keyshawn next? Probably. Unanimous decision. He's still undefeated. 5-0. And still the IBF International and WBA Continental Latin America's lightweight champion, Andy. Fucking Ronaldo. Hey. They might have privately eaten pork too. Pork is yummy. Who doesn't like bacon? 5-0, 2 knockouts. Hollow Ninja, thank you very much. Where did I go? Just like the North Korean soldiers getting addicted to porn when they went to Russia. I don't know that, but I'm not surprised. I think the only path of victory for Crawford against Canelo is to stop him on a cut. Yeah, that's a possibility, but again, unlikely. When has Canelo ever been cut to that extent? Speaking of universities, why is there a major called gender studies? 4 years to learn the difference between a man and a woman. People are getting dumber. That's a fact. Gender studies. That's like fucking black stuff. What is it? African American studies. I mean, you could do that, but what are you going to fucking get a job doing that? Like, unless you're going to become a professor, like, what job are you going to get? You know, some degrees are just a waste of fucking money. Andy better than Kremel. Well, Kremel's fucking 10 years younger than him, man. Pork is delicious. I love my baby back ribs. 5-0. That's enough to put him on the pound for pound list for these LDBC channels. Facts. Canelo was cut pretty bad against GG. That's the only time I've seen Canelo get cut, though. Crawford can't win the decision over Canelo. I don't believe it. Sean is vaping bad in Taiwan. Um, I don't think it's as bad as North America, but yeah, people vape a lot, a lot more now because obviously smoking is not as acceptable as it once was. Even though it's still Taiwan, it's still not that bad. But when I came here, fucking, whenever you met a new guy, the first thing you do is offer you a cigarette or Bing Long, which is like a chewing type of thing. David Esther, Bud is going to sleep. Don't worry about the judges. I think Canelo got a slight cut versus Angulo, but yeah, it's a rare occurrence. I know. I just want to stir the pot. So here we go. As far as this card, not the most exciting of cards. But at least they're letting fucking Pacheco, headline. And I think he's going to make a fucking sensational statement today. I think so. All I know is fucking Steve Nelson is overrated. Pacheco is next. Where are we? Yeah, I think Crawford is going to beat Canelo either, but Canelo has some pretty overrated punching power. IVG 240 vape. Sean, does so cold Nelson really have a chance? No chance. That dude is going to struggle to get past fucking Pacheco's jab, and then he's going to walk straight into fucking the right hand. We were talking about earlier today on the live, is he going to get past 6 rounds? My prediction yesterday was he wouldn't get to 8 rounds, which means he could get past 6 rounds. But a lot of that depends on how fucking cold is Nelson. Is he really that cold? We will see. At this point, I don't know what to think. I say 70-30 Pacheco. Steve can maybe get a shot coming in. I don't trust Benavidez Sr. as a trainer. Well, I don't think that's going to even fucking matter. Because when it comes down to it, Nelson's fought fucking nobody. Yeah, if Nelson loses, his career is over. But he never really had a career. He's been inactive, hasn't fought that much, hasn't fought any legitimate opponents. That guy's career has been over from day one. He's been nothing really but kind of a Bud Crawford ring card girl, right? Really. But Munguia is a bum, though. Man, if Bruno can knock out Munguia, anything can happen. Well, that's true. Yes, but I also would have predicted Pacheco to beat Munguia, but I thought it was going to be a good fight. So Steve Nelson, 20-0, 16 knockouts, 36 years old. The best one in his resume, I don't know. He fought fucking Marcos Rodriguez, who's 20-0-1. Don't know who he is. And then Kem Zilik. Those are the 2 undefeated fighters he faced. That guy is now 17-1 with 11 KOs. His only loss coming to Nelson, Turkish kid. He's went on to fight nobody but bums after that fight. And prior to that, he fought only one opponent people would be familiar with, was DeAndre Ware. This Rodriguez guy, who is he beaten? 22-1, 10 KOs, fucking Mexican kid, 35 years old. He just lost to a guy that was 13-0, got knocked out in 5 rounds by him too. And then prior to that, he fought a guy who was 9-1, 13-9, 26-9, 10-11-1, 10-3, 9-12-3. So, right? Steve Nelson's literally fought fucking nobody. Nobody. Get them excuses ready, 304. Jaime should have never let Freddie, man. He was improving his defense and footwork. Exactly. Mayweather is helping with Bud's training. I'm just saying Nelson isn't a chump or a walkover like you make him out to be. Let's go, Steve. So cold. This is where Bud's getting his 168 sparring from to face Pednello. Once again, hating on a non-black fighter. The Bud co-sign got him in the door, exactly. Rumors that Munguia is going to Canelo's team. That's what I heard, and I think that would be smart. Smart, because I think, him and Canelo had a good relationship. So I think they definitely could help him improve. Nelson was crying victim before the fight, saying Pacheco's Mexican, so he'll get another chance, but he won't. Ooh. But unlike you, Pacheco, who's a young kid, actually has fucking done something, right? His last win against Solecki, Steve McNamara, Marto Coteras, right? You look at who he's fought in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights, and he's fought good opponents, better opponents than anybody that Steve Nelson has fought. And yet he's 23 years old. Kid's 23, man. And he's like this close to getting a world title. People said Bud hasn't fought anyone, and we see what he did to Errol. Oh my God. Stop. Errol Spence are the ones that said Bud Crawford hadn't fought anyone. Come on, Damon. You're comparing Bud Crawford's resume as a fucking a 3-weight world champion who was undisputed at 140 to fucking Steve Nelson. Get fucking real. They're the most hateful boxing fans by far. Damon Canelo ain't Errol Spence. Sean is the U.S. dollar strong in Taiwan. It is now. It is now. Donald Trump. I prefer when the U.S. dollar is weak, because then when I put money in my U.S. account, I get more for it. Now I'm getting less. But for the money I have in my American account, when I pull it out into Taiwan dollars, obviously I'm getting better kickback now. Pacheco is not Hennessy Spence. Remember when they said Spence would beat Canelo? Laugh out loud. Yeah, those are the same people that fucking are criticizing Bud Crawford for moving up to fight Canelo. If Pacheco dominates Nelson easy, could it be Canelo versus Diego in May? I don't think that would be so quick. I think, beating a fucking Steve Nelson doesn't fucking put you into a Canelo Alvarez fight. But as we mentioned earlier, one of these dudes should fight William Skull. So you put him in with William Skull. Pacheco to win that IBF title by beating the shit out of William Skull. Now, a fight with Pacheco and Canelo makes sense. Obviously, it's not going to happen in 2025 because Canelo's going to fight Bud Crawford afterwards. But in 2026, Canelo's not retiring. So there you got a great fight, unification, undisputed, boom, right in front of you. Great matchup. I know them butter biscuits are delicious. Huh? I don't think so-called Nelson has a chance tonight. No chance. Hey, what's Eddie Hearn saying?
Boots Ennis against Amantis Stanionis, the unification fight that Boots Ennis has been looking for. Was a little bit of a sigh of relief from you when you really get that deal done?
Yeah, for sure. When we teamed up with Boots, that's what he told us he's desperate for. Unify the division, become undisputed if possible. Obviously, the Ortiz fight come up, the Teofimo fight come up, but we remain true to the plan, but the pressure was on. And thank you to Stanionis. He is number one, be number two. The Ring Magazine belt also on the line. It's the 2 best welterweights in the world. It's time that Boots got his big fight, April 12th, Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City. Can't wait.
I think both those guys are entertaining. It's going to be a come-forward type of fight. I don't think that fight sees the final bell. Great for Boots Ennis to get that opportunity, to get his chance to become a unified champ, for hopefully moving up to 154 and looking at some of those great challenges out there as well. I do want to ask you about the biggest star in your stable, that is Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury announced his retirement earlier this month. We'll see if that sticks, but now with him officially retired, you have to be kind of wondering what is next for Anthony Joshua. I saw Turkey on the sheet, a man that likes to get fights done. He suggested that if Deontay Wilder gets a win this spring, he could be a viable opponent for AJ later on this year. How do you feel about reviving an AJ Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, the focus remains the world heavyweight title. Obviously, Daniel Dubois fighting Joseph Parker Feb 22nd. We'll keep an eye on that. We love the winner. But if that's not possible, we need the winner. Caballero against Sammy's on the same card. Martin Bakodi talks about a big fight in Africa. Well, I guess commercially, coming up to defeat to Dubois, the jeopardy of the Deontay Wilder fight is there. AJ Wilder is still must-watch TV, and although the focus remains the World Heavyweight Championship, if that's not available, we have to look at all options.
That's going to be a great fight. One right, yeah, a little bit of a different fight than what we were expecting back in 2019. But if they do want to wind up getting in the ring, I think a lot of people out there definitely
Man.
to see it.
They're talking about AJ fighting for the world title again. I don't know. Stop. I don't know if they should be doing that, but it is what it is. Canelo said he's going to fight until 2028. I don't really watch Coach Malachi too much. Andy passed the test. He the real deal. Oh my God. Come on, Mexican boxing. Machado, after Ugas fight, they were saying that Spence would stop Canelo, but then Bud destroys him. All of a sudden, Spence is washed. So is Tito, is he really good? He's going to be avoided. Better BF said that Usyk is too strong for him. Laugh out loud. I want to see that fight. I want to see Better BF versus Zurdo fucking Opataya winner. Damn. Dixon Wester cooking you. AJ got black privilege. AJ done. I'm sorry, Sean. Wow, I agree. That's why I think obviously the Fury fight makes sense because it's a big money fight, or him versus Deontay Wilder, right? Those two fights should obviously be priority. Him trying to fight the winner of Parker versus fucking Dubois, I think he loses both those fights right now. I don't think he wants Bakoli. In Africa, okay, it's a Ali Foreman type of fight. If they can do it, do it. But I think he loses that fight too. I'm a big AJ fan, but that last performance against Dubois, there's no coming back from that, man. That was a terrible fucking performance. Terrible. Terrible. I just don't know who wins out of AJ Wilder. Well, that's it, right? That's an exciting fight because whoever lands the punch first could win the fight. Why isn't AJ going after Zhang or Bakoli? Damon, you don't listen? They just said potential opponents, Bakoli in Africa or Zhang if he beats, or the Turkish kid that's fighting next on the February 22nd card. I would love Fury AJ. That fight's still the biggest fight in the UK history. That's it. That's why that fight should happen, because it's huge. It's the biggest heavyweight boxing match in the world right now. Wilder versus AJ will get JB hopes up. Top G, behave yourself. All I know is the Fury fucking AJ fight's huge. And for UK boxing, it's a must-have, right? In all honesty. Oh, here we go. They're still talking.
Division right now.
You've been around Terence Crawford this week. Is he starting to put the fear of God into you? What's he else he can do?
He tells me how hard he can punch, how focused he is, how strong he is, how fit he is, and he told me he will beat your boy. It'd be nice to get a win against Crawford, so fingers crossed.
All right, we'll let you get back to your seat. Big fight.
Hollow Ninja, you can make big money with a degree in typing, because now computer input, those are online jobs. You can fucking live in Bali and just fucking do online input online and make fucking tons of cash. Living by the pool, chasing bitches in fucking Bali, living large as fucking, what do they call those people that work online and travel the world? Why I can't think of that name, but you know what I mean. If you have a job in a degree in typing, and you can type like my friend, he types like this where he talks to us and he's just like, he can make good money online. There's tons of people that just want people to put data into the systems, right? Because obviously it's a boring job. And if you can do it well, you can make big money, big money. I would do it, but I type like this. So I don't know if it would be worth fucking my time. I don't know how much money I get paid fucking doing like this. So I can't see. Bakoli and Zhang are monsters. I don't think anyone beats them, not even Usyk. Damon, you say that, but Bakoli's going to get knocked out in his next fucking fight. Not Bakoli, sorry, Zhang. Zhang is getting stopped by fucking the Turkish kid. Stopped in a fucking huge Chinese puddle. AJ would beat Dubois in a rematch, but does AJ believe that? I don't think he beats him. I don't see Dubois reigning as a champion. I think he potentially is going to get beat by Parker. People are definitely underrating Parker. Bacoli literally got whooped by some Usyk destroyed. Come on, man. Give that dude fucking praise. And Usyk did not destroy him. Usyk struggled with him. Usyk had a real tough fight at cruiserweight against the guy that fucking knocked out Bacoli. And that guy also beat fucking Povetkin and got robbed on the cards. Jang loses to Parker. I took typing class in high school. Easy shit until I lost my fingertip. Jang, a strong guy, but low gas tank. Exactly. Tank. I took typing when I was in grade 12 so I could prepare for university. And obviously, it's a grade 9 class. And the teacher was talking to us, going, okay, boys and girls, you can take your work home and show your mom and dad. And I'm like, what the fuck? Even grade 9 kids, you don't need to talk so condescending and like that too. So, needless to say, I dropped the class. I'm like, who's this fucking clown? I'm in typing class. Just teach me to type and shut the fuck up. Box Arrow, that shit was luck. He wouldn't beat him again. Riyadh season is stacked. Stacked! Oh, Selecki. He's a good fighter. But what happened to him against Pacheco? Oh, that left to the body. Oh, gotta hurt. Pros and cons living in Taiwan. The pros are not as much as they used to be. It used to be super cheap, super fucking Wild West. You know, I still don't have a driver's license in Taiwan. I've been here over 20 years. And I drive a big motorcycle. Lots of girls, a far better market to pick than you have at home because you're a bit more of a delicacy. White girls struggle here because how can they compete with Asian girls with a small market? Taiwanese guys don't really care too much about white girls, and the white guys are too busy chasing the Asian girls. Easy to get a job as a teacher anywhere on the island. Easy. You can teach online as well as teaching classes, but you can do that where you live now as well. Close to everywhere to travel, right? You want to go to Thailand, the Philippines, Japan, Singapore, Vietnam. It's just a short hop, skip, and a jump from where you are. But it's super hot and humid for fucking 6 months a year. Like I come from Toronto, super hot for a month, 2 months. It's okay. We enjoy it. But 6 months becomes fucking a little much. Right now, it's minus 28 in Minnesota. Right now, it's fucking probably plus 20, 24 in Taiwan. What's the temperature right now? Like, I wish it was colder. My feet are cold because all the walls are cement and the floor, so it keeps the cold in. But outside, it's probably pretty nice outside right now. Oh, no, not that. 21. 21 right now. I wish it was a little colder. Then I can wear jackets and enjoy it. It does not snow in Taiwan. What motorcycle model do you ride, Sean? I have a 2002 Yamaha MT-09. Ooh, MT-09. Nice. Nice. Look at you. Upgrading from the MT-07, eh? I like the MT-09. I have KTM 390. I figured smaller bikes in Taiwan, right? You're mostly driving in the city, so I figured a smaller bike would make more sense. But actually, that's not the best model. It's too much stop and start. It revs too high with too much engine brake. Probably not the best bike for me to buy for city driving. Yes, thank God for Turkey. KO is tripping, hating on him. You're not going to every fight live. Stop it. Well, also fucking True School Sports and lots of these guys, man, hating on fucking somebody literally improving boxing. These guys act like boxing was doing good. Boxing was dying on the vine. And now they go, oh, how come he hasn't done this, and done that? It's like saying Trump hasn't done this, done that, done this, but he's only been in power fucking like a week. Like, how's he going to solve all the problems from decades of boxing that everybody else wasn't supposed to do? Nobody told fucking anyone else to do this shit. Look at this guy, a fucking Mario brother. I'm too skinny. It's cold shit. It's like 20 in Kentucky. Kentucky. I gotta go watch that after this. I just don't tell me the score. Harleys, no, I prefer more the old school Triumph type of bikes as opposed to Harleys. Moto Guzzi's, Triumph. What the fucking kind of outfit are you wearing, Steve Nelson? I've heard so many gory stories of bikes. You guys are madmen. Well, that's true. Motorcycle crashes are gory. KTM's are quality. I come close to getting a 690 Supermoto. Oh, nice. I like the 790, the Blade. That bike fucking is. That's the kind of bike where Damon's going to hear gory stories. That bike was too explosive. I stopped taking True School seriously after he pushed Canelo ducking Andrade nonsense. Muscle cars are where it's at. I prefer Indians over Harleys. They definitely have come back, right? The Indian Chiefs or Bills, Sean. Well, I'm going for the Bills. I like their quarterback, and being from Tirana, a lot of my friends are Bills fans, so I always see them talking about the Bills on social media. I love Ducatis. My dream bike is Ducati. I like Ducati. I would get a Ducati Scrambler, except in Taiwan, those bikes cost about 25,000 fucking dollars. Probably twice as much as they cost where you're from. That's the one thing, man. Bikes are too expensive here. Too expensive. I would love to buy a Triumph. A Triumph Scrambler, but also those bikes are about 25,000, moving towards $30,000 as well. So it's like, fuck, man. You should get a Kawasaki Ninja, Sean. I don't really like crotch rockets. Mahomes is the best player on the planet. No, he's not. Overrated. Overrated. I would take the QB from fucking Bills any day. That dude's a unit. You see his arm? Fucking Christ, man. That dude's arm is fucking Marino esque. He's got a cannon. God damn. A cannon. Don't get me wrong. I don't have any problems with Mahomes, but people really fucking hyped him up a lot. He's good because the team is good. So obviously he does well because the team is fucking one of the best teams in football history, right? Are Taiwanese women open to dating foreigners? You got two kinds, right? Kinds that are very interested in dating foreigners, and then the ones that not interested at all. They only date Taiwanese guys. They're mostly looking for Taiwanese guys because they know they got money, same culture. So they're not interested in white guys at all. Josh Allen is a beast, but he's yet to beat Mahomes in the playoffs. Yeah, but that's because teams, right? You know, but he is a beast. What a fucking unit that guy is. God damn. People say the Chiefs only win because they get help from the refs. Well, there was two dodgy calls fucking in that last game that really went pro Mahomes. Soft calls, so I can see what people are saying. I don't watch the NFL that much, but I hear some of the talk online. Just like Canelo not ducking Benavides or Morel, I feel you. Brothers, welcome to Taiwan. Honestly, Sean, now for sure. Lamar Jackson is a stud. He's good too, but his arm is not like Allen. But obviously, he's kind of like Vic, right? The modern Vic. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set and we are here. This is it. The time has come. I said the time has come.
To the four corners of this ring. This guy knows about motorcycle crashes, right? He almost died in a motorcycle crash. Diamante. Drives a motorcycle. You better do well, Steve, after all that fucking claptrap yesterday. Both Benavides and Morel gave up their mandatory positions to fight Canelo and ran to 175. Facts. The snow helped Josh out because we whipped their ass on a clear day, but that's football, all seasons. I love snowy fucking games. Remember when you were a kid playing football in the school playground, fucking in the snow? That was the day where you're allowed to tackle. Fuck, man, I love snow. Snow, we can tackle. Pacheco looks like a superstar in the making. He does. A Honda Monkey. You could get like a Honda 390. They look legitimate. Not big bikes, but big enough. Pacheco. I don't trust other motorists. You shouldn't, especially when it comes to watching out for bikes. I've seen some shit. No, drivers are crazy. As a driver, you gotta fucking make sure you fucking defensive, man, because you can't trust none of those motherfuckers. Man, it feels good to have boxing back. It does. Here we go. Round one. How many rounds you gonna go, old man, versus this young fucking kid? You got a better beard, but I think that's the only thing you got going for you, man. Straight jab to the body, fucking left to the head. Fucking Nelson, flat on his face. Here we go. Round one to tonight's headline fight. Bum, bum, bum. Steve Nelson, so cold, versus Diego Pacheco, the future. Here we go. I used to always confuse Pacheco with the 154-pound champion, Funduro. But when you compare those two fighters, there's no comparison. Pacheco's a way better fighter, way better boxer, more skilled. The other guy's just fucking really one-dimensional. Steve don't look like he's got the legs, man, to be fucking effective tonight. Both guys a little tentative, coming out slow, respectful. That's it. Put those feints in there, Diego. Get him biting. Good jab to the body from Nelson. I think that's what you should be doing more. Being a shorter guy, hit that long body with that jab, open up that fucking big right hand like that. Big uppercut from Steve Nelson. Woo. That missed by a few inches, but had some heat on it. That would have took Pacheco's head clean off. Finally, Pacheco lands a jab. He's got to establish that jab. He's got to reach, establish the jab, and the rest will be easy. Oh, lead left from Pacheco. I will say Steve Nelson with round one. Obviously, he was the more busy fighter. Pacheco taking it slow. Man, who won that round? I think Nelson. Pacheco looks like a future beast. I think so. And imagine when he fills in his body more and moves up to 175, he's going to be even more dynamic. And unlike a guy like, say, Benavides, right? He got good footwork, fast feet, right? He can move. Whereas David is a lot more flat footed, a lot more of a plotter. Oh, Sean Porter. Him and fucking Tim Bradley, the men with terrible takes in boxing. Round two. Let's see if Pacheco can establish his jab in the second round. Oh, lead right from Pacheco. Nice jab. That was a good jab. Had Steve Nelson's head fucking look like a Pez dispenser. Hit him with a few more of those jabs. Nice right hand, Pacheco, jab, little short uppercut. He got to like oh, nice jab. That's it. Once that jab gets established, this is fucking night over. I like to see Pacheco jab to that body a bit. That spear to the gut. Nice right hand from Pacheco. Starting to find his range. Steve Nelson with a combination. Steve Nelson doesn't seem to be hitting that hard. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but just from watching it. That crazy uppercut. You're going to get countered with a right hand, you throw that. Boom. Nice jab, Pacheco. Pacheco's so fluid the way he moves around the ring. Not really, afraid. Not like jumping in and out. Just smooth, flowing. Big right hand from Pacheco. That was probably the best punch of the night right there. That's a Pacheco round two. 17 seconds behind. Pacheco is a real deal. He's a real deal. Calm, smooth, fluid. For a big dude like him, good footwork. It's just a matter of time. Obviously, his timing got much better in the second round. It's just going to get better as the fight progresses. What's Bomac saying? Boom! Big jab. Round 3. I love boxer punchers. That's my preferred style. I don't care the color. I just like the style. Nice jab from Pacheco again. Oh, Pacheco throws the uppercut. Look, good little subtle movements, good defense. He got the shoulder roll to protect himself. Pacheco's a skilled fighter, underrated by the American Boxing YouTube channel. Now Nelson's on his back foot. See, the good thing about the way Pacheco fights as well, gas tank wise, he's not going to have issues, man, later in fights because he's calm, not overly fucking pent up. Good jab, Pacheco. Double that jab up. Double that jab up. Head, body, body, head. Look at Bud. What's up, Bud? Bud Crawford. He's a bad man. Good right hand to the body from Nelson. Diego's got good defense. Subtle movement, changes angles, shoulder roll, makes it hard to land clean. Offensively, though, he's being a little too fucking passive. He need to feint a little more. Some hard feints. Get Nelson to fucking bite. Oh, clubbing left. Nice jab. Nice uppercut. Nice left. Pacheco ended the round well. That's a close round. Where are we? Hollow Ninja, thank you very much. Terence Crawford, Inui, Usyk can fight in any era. This is undeniable facts. These 3 dudes are from a different universe. I agree. I don't know why people find it so hard to give these guys compliments. You can compliment all 3 of them, and it's nice. You got a white guy, you got an Asian guy, you got a black guy. What's the problem, man? And you put whoever you want number 1. I don't fucking care. No American channels covering this fight all week, of course. Pacheco hiding his money punch, saving it for later. Well, that's it, right? He's waiting for the opportunity to unleash Regis bum-ass's back. Well, I don't want to hate on Regis. It's a good fight. He's going to be in with a real exciting opponent in Duarte. I'm sick of this clown Regis. Oh, come on. Styles make fights. You put him in with Duarte, it's going to be a fun fight. 2 hard punching, limited fighters. Round 4, let's see if Pacheco can pick his offense up. So far, he's been good defensively, moved well. You can see frustrating Nelson, who's not really able to land anything too significant, but hasn't really picked up his offense very much yet. and hasn't really, oh, nice jab from Nelson, and hasn't even been dominant enough with his jab as much as I think he should. I think his jab should be more effective. That's why I think he should jab to the chest and the body a bit more. He's obviously got a lot of respect for Steve Nelson. It's a little bit of a uppercut. Didn't really land too clean on the inside from Nelson. Pacheco hasn't really thrown anything to the body either. That left to the body. You can see fucking Nelson covers up well, but once he throws that right hand, the shot's there. Double that jab up, Pacheco. Steve Nelson is definitely the most busy fighter, so you could probably give him this third round. So potentially he's up. Nice jab from Pacheco. Ooh, big right hand there. Trying to catch Nelson coming in. Snap that jab out. There you go. Boom. Use the jab fucking. Oh, Nelson's cut. Nelson's cut. He got cut from that right hand. Cut from that right hand. Now he's going to be eating jabs on that fucking and right hands on that eye all night. Now we see who got heart, Nelson. You said the kid doesn't have heart. This is your chance to show you got heart. Fighting from a deficit with a cut eye. Oh, nice left hand from Pacheco. Pacheco won that round. I think it's probably 2-2. Nelson got a big jab for his height. Pacheco don't have no nasty in his game. Well, I think he's just taking his time. Oh shit, Nelson is bleeding from the top of his eye. Pacheco is the polar opposite of Benavidez. Nelson is making Pacheco think. Pacheco seems like he established his jab that last round. And landed that right hand. Oh, maybe it was that jab right there. I thought maybe that right hand there too. But nonetheless, those two shots were fucking clean. Boom. Obviously, that was the best punch of that round, which is why I feel confident. See, the rounds where Pacheco actually lets his hands go, I think he's winning the second and the fourth round. Round 5. We will see. 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 rounds to go for my prediction to come true. What did I say in my prediction league? I can't even remember. I'm fucking number 2 in the prediction league after 1 week. So let's see if I can keep it up this week. What round did Inui knock out the dude that he fought? Nice jab. Oh, they gave Nelson the last round. Come on, Mannix, you a clown. Fucking, like, literally, he cut his eye by landing shots in that round, but yet you didn't give Pacheco the round. Did Inui knock that guy out in the 4th round? Because if he did, nice. What the fuck is Nelson waiting for? Chris Mannix got it 3-1. Mannix always got terrible scorecards. I knew he got him round 4. Nice. Nice prediction. Ba, 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 ba. I knew he round 4. Sasaki went the distance, so I was wrong there. Nice little short left from Pacheco. What's Nelson doing? Moving a lot. Why Nelson moving so much now? Pacheco, you just gotta let your punches flow a little more. I know you're looking for one punch, but just, gotta let your hands move, let your hands go. Get that fucking that rhythm. That was a big uppercut from Pacheco. Hit that right eye. Boom, boom, boom. And no body work yet from Pacheco. Still no left hand to the body. Good defense from Nelson. Hard to hit clean. Nice feint. Pacheco, round 7, I have. Cruz, I had by split decision. Machado by 9th round TKO. Smith by 8 rounds. Vasant by 5th round. So Cold is getting complacent, is going to get bad. Shake my head. He moves good for a 6'4 guy. Moves real nice. Kim did land some combinations and an amazing overhand right on Inui. Yeah, Kim was asking Inui to throw more, and Inui did and ended up knocking him out. That was a nice fucking right hand by Inui. Oh, there you go. Come on, Pacheco. Let those fucking hands go. Change up your speed, change up your fucking power. Just fucking get some rhythm. Moving into round 5. Or sorry, round 6, right? Yeah, round 6. So 2 more rounds, this one in 7, to see if he can go past or actually reach the 8th round. There you go. Finally, a jab to the body. You should have done that earlier. And then you can drop the right hand. Boom. Keep jabbing that eye. Smith for or Nelson for a big rugged dude, he don't fight very aggressive. He's not trying to really impose himself. He's trying to outbox Pacheco. Oh, nice little uppercut in the inside from Pacheco. There you go. Angles and jab. Easy work. Good jab, Nelson. Nelson's jab is very effective. I think that's the one punch that's sort of kept Pacheco's punches in the holster. Nice uppercut. Finally hit the body with a left. Pacheco, there you go. Big right hand. Good round, Pacheco. He won that round. Damn, that blood got Nelson stagnant. So, round 7. Come on, Pacheco, you got to knock him out for my prediction to come true. What did I say? Pacheco, round 7. Yeah. Come on. Gonna have to land something a little more cleaner than so far. So what's the corners saying? Anything good coming from these corners, or are they just full of shit? Nice little uppercut, left to the body. Go out on your shield, bro. Round 7. That's it. Double, triple that jab up. Blind him with the activity. Boom, 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 boom. Good punch to the stomach. Right hand from Nelson. Nelson getting in there. Ooh. Cuffing right hand. There you go. Nice combination from fucking Pacheco. He's trying to make my prediction come off. Let's go, brother. Prove me right. There you go. Nice left hand. Jab to the body. Morel. Morel all day. Oh, digging that uppercut on inside Pacheco. Come on, Pacheco. Put some heat on him. There you go. Put those hands together. Pacheco starting to land those inside hooks pretty well. Pacheco round. Oh, Sean's not a Benavides fan, huh? Why am I not a Benavides fan if I'm picking Morel? See, I don't understand people. So I can't pick Morel? I can't think Morel's a better all-around fighter than Benavides? Better footwork, faster hands, good power. Obviously, just a better overall boxer. Doesn't mean he's going to win, but that's who I think is going to win. What's the issue? That's wrong. I'm supposed to pick Benavidez for some reason. Fulton Figueroa in the second fight. I think Figueroa is going to fucking stop Fulton. But I hope Fulton wins and becomes a two-time champion. Like Angelo Leo. You know you love Nello, so it is what it is. So by picking Morale, I'm only picking Morale because I love Canelo, even though I'm not a Canelo fan. I just think people hating on Canelo are fucking hypocrites and stupid because the fighters they support haven't done what Canelo has done. Prove me wrong. What fighter you like, Damon, who's more accomplished and done more than Canelo Alvarez? There is none. But yet we're going to hate on Canelo and fanboy for fucking who? Tank Davis. Okay, that makes sense. Round 8. My prediction was wrong, but we'll see if Pacheco can still get rid of fucking Stevie Nelson. I don't know about CompuBox. They say Nelson threw 110 punches in round 7 and landed more. Oh, that was a nice left off the temple. Nelson took it well. I think it's funny though, with boxing fans, you just can't support somebody. You can't pick a fighter or else there's some narrative behind it. Right? That's why I made my channel, because I couldn't support Pacquiao because that was racial hate towards Floyd. Fucking people are mental. Nice right hand over the top for Pacheco. Another nice right hand. Pacheco is getting timing going. Come on, Diego. Nice jab. Nice. Nice left on the inside for Pacheco. Pacheco's really starting to dominate in this round. Pacheco's having fun out there. Big smile on his face. He sees Steven Nelson start to fucking slip. Boom, another right hand from Diego Pacheco. South Central. That was the most dominant round so far of the fight. Where are you? Nello cherry pick is absurd. He's the white tank as far as we know. Oh my God, whatever. The dude's resume is better than anyone you support, Damon Wester. Kicked again. He's calm, then shows out again. Damon, you wish Tank's resume looked like Nell's. Exactly. It ain't even fucking close. Ain't even close. Tank Davis got no legacy fucking win so far in his resume. That fool has Tourette's, I'm telling you. Who got Tourette's, Machado? The amount of pound for pound fighters Canelo Alvarez has fought, maybe he didn't beat them all, but the fact that he's been fighting pound for pound after pound for pound after pound for pound fighters, and then when he fights guys that are just quality opponents, then he gets criticized. Like, oh, he's Duck Benavidez, but yet Benavidez didn't do anything until 2024 when he beat fucking Andrade and Plant. Plant, who Canelo already beat and stopped for undisputed unification. So Benavidez gets praise for beating a guy that Canelo already knocked out. But Canelo gets no praise for knocking that guy out, an undefeated fighter. right? Who was part of the LDBC's pound for pound top 10. Crazy. Crazy. Round 9. If this round is like the last round, Steve Nelson might not have much fucking left. Come on, Diego. Drop him. I want to see how much heart Steve Nelson has when he fucking touches the canvas. It's funny with boxing that people are so critical, but yet the difference between winning and losing in boxing sometimes is like fucking inches, right? Inches. The punches that get thrown, missed just by this much. Timing is so important. Nice right hand from Diego. Oh, big left hand from Diego. He's starting to let that left hand go a lot more now. Still not going to the body very much, though. I've only seen Diego hit the body maybe 3, 4 times. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, if you have Tourette's, then being a truck driver is the perfect job for you because you're always screaming and swearing at people. That's normal fucking road rage, right? Put those hands together, Diego. You don't need to try to load up. Put them together. Put them together. There you go. Jab, 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 jab. Right, left, left. See, Steve Nelson just not really doing anything different to win rounds right now. Like, you survive in Steve Nelson, but you're not winning these rounds. You're not going to win if you're fighting like this. You need to like change it up. Try to fucking be more aggressive now. Nelson ain't putting a dent in anything. This is terrible. Nelson's life was harder and Nelson is more deserving, but youth prevails again. Why was his life more difficult? Boxers' lives are all difficult. These dudes, only Devin Haney came from fucking, a comfortable lifestyle. The majority of these guys come from poverties. I'm sure Pacheco is no different. The dude's from South Central. Boom. Clubbing left. Round 10? Is it round 10 or round 9? Round 10. 3 rounds to go. Come on, Diego. Put a dent in this motherfucker. Well, I can say I definitely have more respect for Steve Nelson's performance today than I anticipated. He's been a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Slippery, a lot slipperier than I thought he would be. I figured he'd be a lot more standing in front, a lot more aggressive, a lot more determined to like do something. Nice right hand from Pacheco. Another nice right hand and a follow up left. Pacheco starting to tee up on fucking Stevie Nelson now. I'd just like to see him drop Stevie Nelson. Nelson can go on to the distance, but after all his fucking claptrap in the weigh-in, it's ironic that sometimes you say more than fucking you do. Stevie's still trying. Boom. That's a club in right hand. Club in right hand. Nice left. Nice jab. Oh, uppercut. Nice right hand from Pacheco. The one thing you can take away from this fight is how good is Pacheco's power really, or is Steve Nelson just hard as rock? I definitely think Pacheco could have went to the body much more to break him down a little more effectively. Well, how could you come to lay down? This is his biggest opportunity of his career. You got to make sure you capitalize on it. Uh, why is Tank hating on Turkey anyway? What is Turkey doing? Which is making the best fights. Tank wants no part of it anyway. So why trash a good brother? Yeah, because dudes like him are full of shit. He's entitled and he thinks he should be fucking getting all the benefits. Right? This is a guy whose career is where it is because of Floyd Mayweather. You know, he's pay-per-view because of Floyd Mayweather. His whole career was based on Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather's accomplishments, Floyd Mayweather's name recognition, all built up Tank so that people actually knew who he was, right? And he feels that somehow he's entitled. Nobody else is entitled to be pay per view. Nobody else is entitled to get the praise. Nobody else is entitled to get big money, right? I worked hard for it, but you didn't. You fucking had Floyd Mayweather build you up, just like Floyd built up Broner, just like Floyd fucking built up fucking Spence by pushing Spence in front of him, right? These guys all benefited from Floyd. And when they were left to their own device, none of them ended up living up to it. Now Tank's on his own and he's fighting shittier competition than he did before. And yes, Ryan Garcia was a big fight, but still shittier competition. Who's Ryan beat? What has Ryan done? Nothing. Round 11. Let's see if somebody can do something dominant, decisive, sensational. Yeah, double triple that jab, Pacheco. Blind him with your speed. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Nelson's definitely been more slippery than I thought he would be. I definitely thought he'd be much more of a aggressive, hunt you down and try to knock you out type of fighter. But he's definitely tried to outbox Pacheco for this fight. Nice right hand. Oh, look at Damon. How is Pacheco mediocre when he's winning the fight convincingly against a guy that is unbeaten. So Nelson gets praised for getting beat up but not quitting, but Pacheco is mediocre. Damon, you just prove fucking how hypocritical a lot of Black American YouTubers are, like John Boxing and the rest, right? Like the double standard, man, is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Nice shots in the inside from Nelson. Going into round 12. This is what call you your shield, of course. You're going to say that, Sean. If Pacheco's overrated, what does it mean Nelson is trash? That's what he's saying. But yet he praises Nelson for black guys don't quit. So Black Americans don't quit. They got hard. They're tough. But he's overrated. He's mediocre. Like, fuck, why can't you just praise the dude who's winning the fight, 23 years old, still a young cat, and he's beating the older veteran fighter and going to win by probably 4 rounds at the end of the day, right? Sure, Nelson didn't get knocked out, but look at Nelson in there. He's fucking dying, whereas Pacheco, he could have picked it up. He could have been more aggressive, but at the end of the day, he's going to win this fight easily. Round 12. I'm surprised Nelson didn't do this for more of the fight. Aggressive, bully tactic. That's what I thought he was going to do a little more. Kind of like Steve Kalman did. Catch him coming in. Catch him. Shorten up those punches a bit, Pacheco. Stop hitting behind the head, kid. Stop aiming with your head. I'm 38. If you're going for the older guy, you're crazy. Pacheco is doing good work, though, but he's not finishing the old man off. Oh, my God. And nobody's ever fucking finished the old man off. He's unbeaten. Come on, Diego. Land something clean on this old motherfucker. He's huffing. He's puffing. Oh, nice fucking right hand from Steve Nelson. See, Steve Nelson should have been doing this for more of the fight, not just the 12th round. Oh, nice left hand from Pacheco. Spear that body, Diego. Nice left hand. Nice uppercut. Hmm? Nice uppercut on the inside, Diego. It's a good fight for the young man. These are the kind of fights young dudes need, man. A tough, rugged fighter, wasn't easy to hit, showed that he was pretty slippery, far more slippery than I gave him a credit for. Uh, I just think Nelson should have been more aggressive for the whole fight, like this, and not try to outbox Diego Pacheco for the majority of the fight. Man, the disrespect you shown towards Nelson, he did better than you thought. What disrespect? I was being honest. He'd never beat anybody, so I didn't have high expectations for him. He was a good fighter, rugged, slipperier than expected, but he still lost the fight. Disrespect. Like, I don't know how predictions are disrespect. Hey, so when Crawford beats Canelo, it will be because he was younger man too. Well, Crawford's older. These kind of fights really season a young fighter. Exactly. Go cry yourself to sleep, Damon. So when Canelo beats Crawford, it will be because he was younger also. Ah, there you go. That's right. I mean, this was a good fight for Diego. Obviously, he's going to learn from this, right? Because he wasn't nearly as aggressive as I thought he should have been. He wasn't able to establish his jab as much as he could have. And you know, he was a little too tentative if you want to be one of the best fighters in boxing. But he is 23. He looked like he was trying to land particular punches too much in the fight, which ends up meaning that he just was waiting too much. For Nelson, Nelson's never going to be fucking relevant. Nelson had his shot, he lost. If we ever hear from him again, it's going to be, an old guy fighting another up and coming young prospect, right? Pacheco, he's going to be fighting for a world title probably by the end of 2025, early 2026. Damon is on a call with John Boxing. Nelson did well for a 36-year-old, but Pacheco didn't do what you thought he was going to do. So you go to sleep. Yeah, he didn't do what he was going to do, but he still won. He's 36 years old. He's a young kid, right? And he's going to get better from this fight. Steve Nelson is not going to get better from this fight. Like, I don't understand boxing fans. No one disrespected Nelson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action here at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, we go to the judges' scorecards. Tim Cheatham, Max DeLuca,
116, 112.
Sutherland all scored this bout identically. 117, 111 for your winner by unanimous decision. He's still undefeated. And still, WBC USA International Super Champion.
Hey, go Pacheco. Yeah, me too. He did a little bit, right? But then he slowed down the last couple rounds. What's Bud saying? My man got robbed. Diego won the fight. I didn't think 117. I thought, not bad. Like I said, I figured they would have said 116, 112, though. You know how judges tend to be. But good one for him. Pacheco won. He did good. I gave him his credit, but I wasn't super impressed. But kudos to the kid for fighting a 40-year-old and not stopping him. Look at you. Trying to shit on fucking the kid. Right? Hi. Are you okay? What's wrong? Who's good girl?
Felt good, man. Steve Jackson's a good fighter. Wasn't my best performance ever. I felt great. Went in there, boxed, did what I had to do to get the win. And yeah, so we did, man. Thank you to everyone who came out to support. We're here to stay, baby, and this is only the beginning. Why do you say it wasn't your best performance? Because, just how I felt in there. I felt like I did a lot better, but, it's what it is. Steven Nelson's a good fighter.
he came to do his job, but DP came and did what he had to do.
Seemed to catch a little bit of rhythm there, maybe the middle rounds of this fight. What started working for you as this fight progressed?
Just Steven Nelson, coming in and me catching him coming in and those check punches as he was trying to close the distance. But just sticking on my jab and sticking to the game plan that we came up with in training camp. And it worked, man. We boxed them, did what we had to do, and now we move on to the next fight.
Catching him with some good shots in those middle rounds, including a straight right hand that didn't get later round. I think you remember that shot.
Yeah, man, he got a good chin. I ain't gonna.
Did you surprise
It might be the beard.
Surprised he stood up to that kind of punch?
Oh, definitely, man. Hit him with some tough shots that a lot of guys went down with, but he stood 10 toes up, and I respect him for that, man. Hell of a fighter.
We're right there among the top guys in the 168-pound division, but you're still just 23 years old and learning every single fight. What do you take from a fight like this?
I feel like these are the fights that you learn from the most. When you got a guy in here who can take a punch and come back with his own as well.
There you go.
It just teaches you, the fun way to win, and that's what I have to do today. Have a big defense.
9 or 10.
Show my skills and my heart.
We're kind of running out of fights in between a world championship level fight for you. What do you think should be next?
It's okay, Grandmama.
Eddie knows we've been trying to get those guys. I've never done anybody. Anybody they brought up to the table, I said, let's go, let's do it. And Steven Nelson was the guy who's been calling me out too, and I told him we can run it.
Oh my God, Damon's fucking desperate.
Congratulations, Diego.
Thank you.
Steve, we'll turn to you. Tough fight. You battled all the way there to the finish. What do you think of how the fight went?
First off, man, we give all praises to God, man. If you only got a relationship with God, get one, man. You're amazing. And we both live in the ring, good, a couple of injuries and stuff like that, but we good. We standing up. We men in here. We warriors.
It looked like early on you did have a good game plan to kind of get on the inside. You were giving them some problems early. What changed during the course of this fight?
Man, I prepared for everything, but I didn't prepare to get cut. So when I feel the blood coming down and it got in my eyes, I start seeing yellow. I'm like, oh damn, I'm gonna just do my whole game plan off. Yeah, that's what it was.
He was a good young fighter. Did anything that he did surprise you?
No, everything he did, I knew he would do, but I said it's just do my game plan off, and man, I gave it 100%, but the game plan I thrown off for the cut eye, man, I was took me out the game early in the fight.
You did give it 100%. You didn't quit in those later rounds. We saw you dig deep in the 11th and 12th round and really go for it there. What was going through your mind in those last couple of rounds when you knew you were probably down the scorecard?
Yeah, because he was boxing and he was doing his thing. I said my game play was thrown off, but I knew because Coach Bowman, they were like, hey man, he's starting to get the best of the fight. So I knew the later rounds I could pick it up. And I seen it, the shot started fading him, he started holding me, and he didn't want to fight on the inside. So that's what I was trying to do. But he came out victorious tonight.
How do you rate Diego, having been in the ring with him now for 12 rounds?
He's a good fighter. He's ready to move up and take on other big dogs and stuff. But I'm still here too, so I want to fight the big guys too.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You did go 12 rounds there. You were competitive, especially early on in that fight. Do you think you showed that you belong at this level, 168?
Yes, for sure, definitely. Like I said, they don't know the best, man. And I went for the best. I looked at the rankings and see Diego Pacheco. Everything 147. I was like, I want that guy because years ago I was supposed to be that guy, but things happen in my life that slowed me down. And I'm back though. I'm ready for anybody else.
Appreciate the effort, Steve. Look forward to seeing you back again.
Thanks, Sean, for opening up your love for us, bud. I appreciate it and really enjoyed myself. Cheers, brother. I think I'd like to see fucking Steve Nelson against Bek Malikuziev. That would be a great fight. What's
So many big right hands that many others in the division wouldn't. That's a great 12 rounds. He came on great in 11 and 12. But Diego under the coach. I think Diego's been sharper in the past. A perfect 12 rounds for him. Great performance, great win. He is the WBO ranked number 1 contender. He's number 1 in the world. He talks about fighting these top 5 guys. He's number 1 in the rankings. We need those big fights now. That's a good test. Cleared, and now we move on to the next.
Get the William Skull fight, Diego.
Are going to be occupied for at least 2025. What do you do with Diego Pacheco? What's the big fight for him this year?
Well,
Skull.
we are number 1. We need to be called as mandatory to Canelo Alvarez. We still need 1, probably 2 more fights before we're ready for that level. That was a big test tonight. And now we need one of the big names, you know, whether that's Charlo, Plant, Malanga, Mungia, you know, and Billy. That's the next step for Diego Pacheco.
Malanga fight might be pretty easy to make. He's going to fight sometime in March.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I think it's a fight that Edgar will take as well. So, you know,
Pacheco, Berlanga, that's a good fight.
And, you know, the last couple of rounds might give people a little bit of hope. We hope so. But Diego Pacheco is 23 years of age. He's 23 and now he's ranked number 1 in the world. This is a future division.
Thanks, Wayne. You too.
And on we go.
Appreciate that. Cheers. Guys.
Yeah, I think Pacheco versus Berlanga would be great. And then you could throw Nelson in with fucking Beck Malikuziev on the undercard, right? You know, those are great fights. Stylistically, it would be really intriguing to see Nelson against Beck, a real limited fighter, but tough as nails, hard puncher. And then, of course, Berlanga, a hard puncher, but also a little one-dimensional compared to, I think, Diego. Diego's a better all-around fighter than my man Berlanga. But Berlanga is a big dude, man. Berlanga comes in huge, like a fucking cruiserweight on fight night. But overall, solid fight night. Pacheco did what he had to do. I didn't get my prediction right, but I did get my Inui prediction. I think Nelson would beat Christian Mbili. David, sometimes you come off with crazy takes, my man. Crazy takes. Mbili is going to fight his countrymen in what is a great matchup. So let him do that. Steve Nelson can bounce back in his own right. But you trying to throw Steve Nelson in with fucking Mbili. Come on, man. Why people so crazy with their takes? Yeah, Mbili's going to fight Kevin Lila Sajo next. That's a great fight. 2 fucking tough, hard-punching French fighters. Man, who's not going to love that? Here is Sajo. I don't know if you guys know Sajo, but Sajo, tough motherfucking French guy, 24-0, 21 KOs. Mbili, 28-0 with 23 KOs. That fight's good, man. It's a good fight. Pacheco Munguia. Yeah, but Munguia got unfinished business with that French dude that knocked his ass out. French guy? Where did that guy come from? Italian? I can't remember. Spanish? Who's that guy? But Munguia is going to rematch that guy. Pacheco versus Berlanga. Let's make that. Wow. Never hear for him. When is this going down? You never heard of who? Sajo or Mbili? Mbili, I'm sure you heard of because he's a top-ranked fighter. Sajo, obviously, he's not a big name in North America. He fights primarily out of France, right? His last fight, he fought, Diego Chavez. Remember him? The guy that Keith Thurman beat years ago. Where was that fight? Fuck, man, look at that. The kid's fighting in the Bahamas. So he definitely doesn't have a big promoter. Yeah, sideshow. It's almost sideshow. But 168, it's a great division. All these people are always heavily critical. I think, Canelo versus Crawford, great fight, great matchup. You get Mbili or one of these other guys to face fucking William Skull for that IBF title. Now it really makes a fight between them and Canelo that much more desirable. You get Pacheco to fight Berlanga. If he fucking does to Berlanga what Canelo couldn't do, then now a Pacheco-Canelo fight really becomes an intriguing matchup as well. So 168, it's a good division, off the hook, with real good fighters. Obviously not everybody is big named and well known, but you think Canelo, Mbili, Iglesias, the Cuban fighter out of Germany. Now BoxRec has him number 3, 13-0, 12 knockouts. Another good, dangerous fighter. Pacheco, Caleb Plant, Sajo, Munguia, Berlanga. Skull is number 10. This Croatian kid, Luka Plantic. I've never seen him fight, but 11-0, 9 KOs. Well ranked, 28 years old. So far, when you look at who he's fought, it's just European level opponents. So I don't know how good he really is. Then you have, of course, Pavel Siligin, tough Russian fighter, 15-0, one draw, 7 KOs. Siligin, 31 years old, obviously has a split decision draw against Shevchenko, a guy that most people feel beat William Skull. Callum Simpson, Steve Nelson at number 13. Zach Parker, Beck Nuremberg, Lester Martinez. I love Lester Martinez. This kid, 18-0 with fucking 15 KOs. He's super fun to watch, man. Out of fucking Guatemala. Woo! He's got a fight coming up too. He's the guy that beat Carlos Gongora by decision. So, you know, the division is fucking popping, man. A lot of good fights. Obviously, these guys need to fight each other because any of them against Canelo is going to be called shit, the cherry pick, fucking Canelo not wanting to fight top opponents, even if he's fighting all the top guys at his weight. Skull is food for everyone. Berlanga would get destroyed by Pacheco. I think Iglesias is the best out of all of them. I agree, Dave. Berlanga would not have a chance against Pacheco. Yeah, Lester Martinez is good. Naji Lopez is at 175. Yeah, he just fought yesterday on Pro Box. If you guys didn't watch that Pro Box card, I just did a live, not a live, but a video yesterday on that. You should definitely check it out. It's on YouTube, so you can watch it for free right now. That guy, Val Sant, looks real good at 154. And of course, Naji Lopez at 175. Two really quality up-and-coming fighters, both for Pro Box. Sean is a super hardcore. I stay learning about new guys he tells me about. Naji Lopez might get good as he gains more experience. He looked good yesterday. He's got all the tools you want from a good fighter. He's tall, he's long, he got power, he's got a very good jab, and he was able to establish both of those. I think BT overrated him, though. Pro Box, was Tank there scouting for his next opponent? Probably. Probably. Yeah. But I'm not sure who that was because what's-his-face was on the card, Lamont Roach's brother. So maybe he's holding Lamont Roach's brother as the next potential rematch, revenge. I will revenge my brother. But yeah, hey, what's my man Ade Oladipo saying?
Doesn't need to start at number 10. It can easily have gone from number 10 all the way to number 1. Easily. I think we know that now. Proofs in the pudding. He's like, no. Give me the top two guys. Let's not play about here. Let's not play about. Give me the top two guys and I'll fight them straight away. And he's done that.
Ade Oladipo. That thing is cool.
We welcome you back one final time to Las Vegas. There's the beautiful
What's it called?
Vegas Strip.
That thing in Vegas is super cool. That fucking dome. What's that thing? Is that like a building? That thing is fucking cool as fuck. Moving lights. You guys know what I mean? The big dome. That thing is fucking cool. I never really had too much interest in going to Vegas because, I mean, I'm not much of a gambler. But fucking Sean Porter, man. You look like a midget beside those two dudes.
You gave Pacheco B+ tonight. What would you rate his performance? I would probably say B+ as well.
I'd say fucking B-.
I thought he had moments of type effort in those middle rounds when he started to really tee off on Steve Nelson. Like we said,
Who?
David Pacheco is a rhythm fighter. He gets into one of those rhythms. He can be really dangerous. He had a bunch of big shots tonight against Steven Nelson. The hook was working for him, the straight right hand, and he clearly dropped Steven Nelson in the latter stages of the fight. It was a solid B+ performance from David Pacheco. I also, by the way, liked his defense. We saw some of those defensive numbers. A 14% rate for Steven Nelson. If David Pacheco keeps that kind of defense up at the high level, he's going to have a lot of success.
One thing I saw from him tonight that I hadn't seen in previous fights, that right there, that pivot and that slide back, you know, being able to get in range and get out of the range, helped decrease that land percentage on him tonight. And I thought just overall, in terms of his ability to punch placement, punch selection, again controlling the range and the distance, slowing down Steve Nelson without even going to the bottom.
I don't. But now that you said he fought, what's his face on Pro Box, I probably saw the fight. What's up, Cuck and Brown Boxing? How'd you like the card tonight? What did you think of Diego Pacheco's performance? What did you think about Cruz's performance? And what did you think about Tito Mercado's performance tonight, getting the knockout against Pedraza? Obviously, not becoming a household name, but becoming somewhat of a name. Yeah, you said beat Najee and got robbed, I thought. Yeah. Well, I'm surprised that Pro Box hasn't ordered a rematch between those guys. I think I remember that fight, but as I say, I think Pacheco might be a bit overrated, but then again, still developing. Well, yeah, the kid's 23, right? Tank Davis over everyone. Tune in May. Fucking, what's wrong with Leonard Ellaby? The dude is fucking high as fuck. Ivanka Trump, give me thumbs up if you love zero tattoos. Well, sit on my face, and then I'll give you fucking 2 thumbs up. I had so much money on Najee knocking that dude out. Peace out, Sean. Stringer from above, thanks very much for joining today. I appreciate it. Have a good weekend, my brother. Thanks, everyone. We've been on for 2:35. I think I'm going to take a piss and go buy a coffee and feed my baby. So I will see you guys later. Right now, happy Chinese New Year to everybody. In Taiwan, it's Chinese New Year, so I'm going to be off for the next 8 days. So do expect much more content, especially with February coming up. February is off the hook. It's been a fucking, obviously going to be a dynamite month. I have a video that I'm uploading right now that I made yesterday. So tune in. Remember to watch it. Thumbs up. Share it. Because I'm still trying to get to that 1,000 followers, man. After John fucking put me in the hole. So see you guys next time. Thank you very much. And I will see you soon. Let's go live on Wednesday.